And then as you make your way to your mat, constructive rest will do the trick. Take your time as you come on down. And as you work your way down, even just the transition from up to down, give it a little bit of time. Let it be nice and slow. Let your body have that moment of as it comes down onto the ground. And then just to give it a start, let your arms land wherever they want to. Let your feet and your knees land into each other, into the ground. And then maybe just take a few slow, deep breaths. And then as you take that moment just to kind of settle into your mat, work out all the little wiggles, get yourself comfortable, see if you can just put a little bit of length into the back of your neck. So think about rolling the ball of your head so that the occipital ridge is a little bit reaching up towards the top edge of your mat and your eyes are on the horizon, gazing up towards the ceiling above you. And then once you've got that head rolled in that nice position, take your head and start to gently turn it from side to side. Nice, slow tempo. Maybe even a reduced range of motion, just more choosing to roll across the back of the head versus trying to find that big range or big, gigantic head turn. All right, now you're going to keep those head turns going, but now you're going to add a little bit of movement of your eyeballs. So as your head turns to the left, your eyeballs are going to look to the right. And then as your head turns to the right, your eyeballs are going to look to the left. The next time your head is turned to the right and your eyes are to the left, stay there. Take a nice gentle breath. And then on an inhale, come through center, head's going to turn to the left, eyeballs look to the right, stay there, take a nice gentle breath. Awesome. And then on an inhale, come back to center and then open and close the hands, but we're going to go for big open, light close. So you're going to stretch your fingers out as wide as they'll go, but then catch a butterfly versus making a fist. So big open, small close, or soft close, however you want to think about that. And then as you open and close your hands, just check your head position. If your head started sort of to tilt up and look up at the corner of the ceiling, bring that length back into the back of your neck, roll the ball of your head so your eyes are on the horizon. All right, now we're going to make our hands into a fist. We're going to bend the elbows so they're in a roughly 90-degree bend, and then we're going to keep that bend to the elbows. Twirl your wrists in circles, but your hand is in a slightly tighter fist. Wrist is twirling in circles, go in one direction. Check your head position, still keep that length in the back of your neck. And then twirl your wrists in circles, go the other way. All right, now we're going to shoot for half range of motion. So think bicep curl. So you're going to bend and straighten your arms, but you're just going to go for that 90-degree bend. So we're not going to go fingertips all the way to the shoulder. You're just going to go for that halfway point where your wrists are roughly in line with the elbows and then stretch them back out. And then as you go, at the low point, think spread your fingers and then think catch the butterfly or soft palms as you come up to the 90-degree bend. All right, and then that slight little action is going to go in reverse. So as your hands go down, your palms are going to soften. And then as your hands come up, you're going to stretch the fingers out. One more just like that. And then go full range of motion bicep curl. So you're just going to reach up, touch your shoulders, let your arms come completely down. And then what your hands choose to do, just let them do whatever feels normal and natural. But then once you've got this motion going on, fingertips touching the shoulders, hands finding the ground, check in with your head position and lengthen the back of your neck. All right, the next time your fingertips find your shoulders, take your elbows and draw them in small little circles. So since we've got the ground behind us and beneath us, it'll change the range of motion. So just like think of it more as a circular motion to wake up the shoulder girdle versus trying to find some like big, gigantic range. And then once you've taken a few circles in one direction, reverse, go the other way. All right, now arms are going to float up to I Dream of Jeannie arms. Grab hold opposite hand to opposite elbow and then start to pull slightly across the midline. And then head turn's going to come back in. So your elbows are going to go to one side and your head's going to turn in the opposite direction. One more pull from side to side with that opposite head turn, and then head and elbows are going to move together, and maybe you find the ground to tap. So let your shoulder lift, let your legs and your hips kind of help you find that motion and movement if that ground touch feels good. Lovely. Take one more time to each side or even yourself out. And then as you come to center, hands are going to come down, maybe anatomical position, maybe alongside the hips, just a soft, loose position where your arms are a little bit low. Once you've got your way there, walk your feet in a little bit closer so they're about hip width distance apart and take it into pelvic tilt. As you exhale, press your low back into the ground. And then as you inhale, release to the natural curve of your back. And then once you've got that going on, come back and just notice the position of your head. So if you're looking up at the corner of your ceiling, put a little bit of length, roll the ball of your head so you're looking up at the ceiling directly above you. One more pelvic tilt. And then let that come to stillness, just your toes. You're going to lift your toes and spread your toes as much as you can, and then float your toes back down. Lift your toes, spread your toes, float your toes back down, lift your toes, spread your toes, float your toes back down. And now we're going to lift the toes and roll. So you're going to lift your toes and then you're going to think from your pinky toe to the big toe, roll the toes down and then lift from the pinky toe to the big toe. So you're going to take our toes in a wave, lift the pinky, fourth, third, second, big toe, and then roll down pinky toe, fourth, third, second, big toe. So roll through your toes. And don't worry about it being perfect. Just look for that idea of finding some rolling movement, lifting up, getting a little spread of the toes, seeing if you can find that conversation down to your toes. And then once you've done just enough rolls through the toes going in one direction, you're going to take it in reverse. Start from the big toe, work your way up, and then work down from the big toe to the pinky toes. That one is the harder direction for my brain to figure out. So that one's the one that I go a little bit slower on. And then once you've rolled through the toes just enough, take it into dorsiflexion and release. So you're going to lift the toes and the balls of the feet and then float them back down. And you're just going to go for a nice fluid motion. Lift up and float down. And then check the position of your head. Just make sure you've got that nice roll of the ball of your head so that your neck is nice and lengthy and your eyes are up on the horizon. All right, one more lift and lower of the toes and the balls of the feet, and then take it to the heels. Lift your heels up and down. One more lift of the heels up and down. Now your arms are going to come out anatomical position with the palms facing up. As you slide your right leg long and flex your foot, you're going to spread your left fingers as wide as you can. Press through your heel, slide that leg back in, switch the work to the other side. Left leg's going to slide long. As you slide your leg long and push through your heel, spread your right fingers, get as wide in the fingers as you can, and then soften and slide the leg back in, switch sides. Right leg slides long, flex the foot, push through the heel, spread your left fingers. Come back in nice and slow, switch sides. Left leg slides long, stretch out on the right fingers. Come back in nice and slow. One more time through to each side. Right leg slides long, flex the foot, spread the fingers of the left hand. Come back in nice and slow. Left leg slides long, flex the foot, spread the fingers of the right hand. Come back in nice and slow. Just the right leg, half butterfly flap, and shoot for like half of the half. So half butterfly, but go for half range of motion. You're not trying to find the ground. You're not trying to find any like serious motion going on or some deep stretch, just a little bit of movement in and out. One more moment there. We'll come back to that leg in a minute, but for right now, take it back over to the left, half of the half butterfly. So just a little bit in, a little bit out. Cool. Now we're going to do the half butterfly somatic rolls, but we're going to alternate sides. So come back to the right side, let the knee go out half butterfly, slide the leg long, turn the toe and the knee up towards the ceiling, slide it in. Now go over to the left, half butterfly position, slide the leg long, turn the toe and the knee up, slide the leg in, take it over to the right, half butterfly, slide the leg long, turn the toe and the knee up, come back in, over to the left, half butterfly, slide the leg long, toe and the knee up, slide the leg in. One more time through. Half butterfly on the right, slide the leg long, toe and the knee up, slide the leg in. Over to the left, half butterfly, slide the leg long, toe and the knee up, slide the leg in. Now go right leg stretching out nice and long. Turn the toe out, slide up half butterfly, knee comes up towards the ceiling, over to the other side, slide the leg long, turn the toe and the knee out, up to half butterfly, knee up towards the ceiling, over to the right. Slide the leg long, turn the toe and the knee out. Knee comes up half butterfly, up towards the ceiling, switch sides. Left leg slides long, turn the toe and the knee out. Up half butterfly, knee up towards the ceiling. One more time through. Right leg slides long, turn the toe and the knee out. Half butterfly, up to the ceiling. Left leg slides long, turn the toe and the knee out. Knee to half butterfly, knee up towards the ceiling. Take your right knee in towards your chest. Take that knee and draw it in a couple of circles. Circle in one direction. Circle it the other way. Take a moment just to check that head position. Roll the ball of your head. All right, now we're going to take our pancake hands, stack them behind your knee pit, and do a couple of little squishes. Like you're just trying to put a little space in your kneecap and a little bit of lymphatic pump into the back of the knee. One more little squish, one more little pump, and then set that leg down, switch the work to the other side. Left knee comes in, take that knee and draw it in a couple of circles, circle in one direction. Circle the other way. One more circle around and then pancake stack those hands, bring them into the pit of the knee, do a couple of pumps. 1 or 2 more pumps, and then when you're ready, Apanasana, knees to chest. Both knees come in, take a hold of your knees, and then we're gonna move them in and out with the breath. So as we inhale, they move away, arms go straight, and then as we exhale, we squeeze the knees in and the elbows bend. Inhale, move away. Exhale to come in, and then you're gonna do a few more, but with each exhalation, you're gonna try to lengthen your exhalation, slower than your inhalation. Go for 2 more cycles of breath, slow, slow, slow exhalations. All right, now we're gonna take some light dynamic supine twist. So let your right leg go nice and long. Bring your left knee in. Take that left knee and just bring it gently over to the right, opening into just a slight variation of supine twist. And then roll through center Apanasana. Hold on to your right knee, let the left leg go long, and take that soft variation of the twist over to the other side. So we're not looking for like full range of motion where you can settle in, just looking for sort of that touch point with that supine twist, Apanasana in the middle, and then we switch. And then just take a few gentle rolls. Find a pace that feels good, find a shape that feels nice, where you can still stay steady in your breath, moving gently through the body, but it's a little bit of a more somatic movement or fluid movement so the motion doesn't stop. Go one more time through or even yourself out. And then we'll come back to land in Apanasana. So knees to the chest when you're finished with those 2 rounds. And then once you've got that Apanasana, knees to chest, take your knees and just draw them in a couple of gentle circles. Circle in one direction. Circle the other way. We're going to go into belly stretch. So we're going to set our feet down, but the big toes stay together, knees stay together, and the heels come a little bit close to the butt. And then once you've got that shape, big toes together, knees together, arms are a little bit wide. Let the knees drop over to the right. And you're looking for that feeling of a little stretch across the front of your abdomen. So maybe you'll feel it first. I typically feel it a little bit first in the skin tissue. So notice that little feeling of stretch across your belly, across your abdomen. Take a nice big breath. On an inhale, knees come through center and then slowly take it over to the other side. Big toes together, knees together. Let the knees drop over to the left, looking again for that feeling of stretch across the belly. And then once you feel that little feeling of stretch, take a nice big breath. On an inhale, come back to center. Left leg's going to be bent, but step it out just a touch wide. Right leg is going to go long. We're going to roll over to the right. Think a little bit of that half Turkish get up. So roll a little over to the right, come up nice and slow. And now with that right leg a little bit long and that left knee bent, step it in, but step it wide. Rotate towards that left knee. Wrap your right arm around. Left hand comes behind you. Get nice and tall in your spine. Look over your back shoulder. Take a breath. On an inhale, come through center and switch sides. Right leg's going to step in, but step wide. Left leg's going to go nice and long. Left hand finds the right knee, wrap around, rotate, get a little bit tall in your spine, look over your back shoulder, take a breath. On an inhale, come back to center. Both legs come into a nice bent knee position. Catch hold of your knees or your shins. Take it into seated cat-cow. As you inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. And as you exhale, round your back. And then you're just going to take a few rounds, but you're going to follow your breath. Let the movement follow the pattern of your breath. Go for 2 more cycles of breath. And then once you've completed those 2 cycles of breath into Sukhasana crisscross applesauce, find a nice comfortable seat, a nice tall lifted up spine. Right hand's going to touch down to the ground. Left hand's going to reach up and over. And then just as you find the end of that side reach, take it over to the other side. Left hand touches down, right hand's going to reach up and over. So similar to those supine twists, not necessarily looking for that deep edge of the work, but just finding a nice fluid motion going from one side and then up and over to the other. Go for one more time through or even yourself out. And then as you come to center, easy seated forward fold, we're going to do some walk out and walk back in. So bring it to center and then start to walk your hands forward. Go for maybe halfway point and then walk yourself back in. And then maybe you just keep adding just a centimeter at a time. Come out and come in and just listen into your knees, to your ankles, to your back. How does your body feel as you go out and in? Where do you feel like your edge is? Does the edge change as you start to warm up? And there's no right or wrong. We're just listening into the body right now. So take your time as you go. And then when you have an idea of where your rough edge might be, go towards it. Go find that shape where it feels like you're maybe got a little positive stress in the low back, maybe a little feeling of stretch in the hips or the glutes. And then we're going to walk it off to one side. So maybe walk your hands over to the left. When you get over to the left, sometimes it feels nice to add that little extra positive stress. So take your right hand and stack it on top of your left hand. And then take a nice big rib cage filling breath. Wonderful. When you're ready, slowly and mindfully walk it through center. Adjust anything you need to along the way. And then we're going to walk the hands over to the right. So you get that first little feeling of side stretch. And then if it feels good, add that little extra positive stretch. Stack your left hand on top of the right. And then take a few big rib cage breaths here. On an inhale, come back to center, and then we're going to come up to tabletop position. So if it's comfortable to your knees and your hips to just roll on up and through, do that. But otherwise, swing your legs out so you come into your tabletop position in a way that makes good sense. Once you've got your way there, get your toes curled under right away, and then start to take your table and rock it forward and back. And then just that little focus on the feet, like you're stretching your toes and the bottoms of the feet, finding your edge of that feeling of stretch or positive stress in the plantar fascia, and then coming up and away from it. Right, now the next time your butt comes back to your heels, stay there and rock your hips just a little bit side to side. One more little rock of the hips from side to side. Now we're going to keep the toes curled under. You're going to lift your butt up just a touch. So it's going to be that childish puppy pose. So your butt's a little bit back towards your heels. So that's that child pose-like position. And your arms are going to stretch out nice and long and your heart's going to melt down. So there's your puppy pose position. And let your forehead soften down. Take a few slow, deep breaths here. From here, we're going to take it into wave through the spine. So you're going to slide your elbows in a little bit closer as they come underneath you. And then just use that elbow point to pull your heart forward, wave through your spine. Keep the toes curled under, round back, butt goes back towards the heels. Adjust your arms and your elbows as you go so you can find that comfortable position where you can get that good wave through the spine. Roll back, butt goes back to the heels, stretch to the toes, elbows touch down, heart pulls forward, scoop your heart, wave through the spine. Go for 2 more times through, and then when you're ready, we'll land in tabletop position, and we're going to take it right into barrel rolls. So think of that fluid motion machine. Roll up, wave through the spine, walk your hands right up underneath you, and then take it right into your barrel roll. Scoop those ribs around, scrape the inside of the peanut butter jar. Let anything that wants to kind of move along with. So your hips move, your ribs move, your shoulders move, your head moves. And then when you feel ready, take it in reverse, go the other way. Beautiful. One more circle around, and then we're going to go extended child's pose position with that thread the needle maneuver. So release your toes, go big toes together, walk your knees out nice and wide, take a few test drives, butt back to the heels, just to make sure you have that nice spacing for your butt and your knees and your back. And then when you feel ready, take your right arm, thread it through and underneath, right ear, right shoulder towards the ground, butt goes back to the heels, adjust so it's a comfortable enough position, and then take a few slow, deep breaths. When you're ready, on your next inhale, lift up, unthread that arm so we could take it to the other side. Left hand's going to thread through and underneath. Left ear, left shoulder towards the ground. Butt goes back towards the heels. Adjust so it's comfortable, and then take a few slow, deep breaths. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, use your next inhale to lift up, walking your hands forward, walking your knees in just a touch. So think knee down planking position. And then once you've got that knee down planking position, get your arms in your hands. If I said, okay, you're going to just take a slow motion push up to come down, optimize your arms in your hands so that they're in the most comfortable place where you like to go. And there's no right or wrong about that one. Once you've got a good position and you know that you could take a centimeter at a time to lower yourself down into that belly down position, go as slow as you can. Once you've come all the way down, give everything a second. Adjust your kneecaps, adjust your toes, and then think baby cobras. Hands in that comfortable position. Inhale, lift your heart up just a touch. And then exhale, soften down. Inhale, lift your heart up just a touch. Exhale, soften down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften down. And now we're going to lift up and hold, releasing our hand hold. So you're going to lift up, find that just upward lift of the heart, a little engagement of those back muscles. Lift your hands away from the ground, hold steady, look forward, feel your toes connected to the earth, feel the tops of your thighs and your hips. Take one more breath. All right, and then slowly bring yourself up to tabletop position. As you come up to tabletop position, get your toes underneath you, and then exhale, lift up into a soft dog. Put a good bend in the knees, butt goes back towards the heels, take it out of the shoulders just a touch, and then pedal out the legs. Bend one knee, press into the opposite heel. One or two more pedals of the feet, and then when you're ready, look forward, slowly walk your feet toward your hands, come to a soft ragdoll fold. Nice good bend in the knees, nice bit of space between the legs. Give everything a little space. Let your spine have a moment. Let gravity do a little bit of work for you here. If it feels good, catch hold of your elbows. Let your elbows get a little heavier. And then if a slow motion sway would feel good, let your body gently sway just a little bit from side to side. All right, now we're going to come up to standing in sundial. So as you inhale over to the right, up and overhead, and then as you exhale down to the left, and then we're going to go up to the left. So take it over to the left as you inhale up and over to the left, and then as you exhale down to the right, up and over to the right. Inhale, take it over to the right, up and over. Exhale down to the left. Now we're going to go up and over to the left. Inhale, up and over. Exhale down to the right. We're going to go one more time through. Inhale, up and over on the right. Exhale down to the left. Inhale, up and over to the left. Exhale down to the right, and then we're going to come up through center. So release your grab of your elbows, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, slow roll your way up, one vertebrae at a time kind of deal, and then roll your shoulders around, down and back. Take a second just to come into that standing position and give your body a moment. And then once you've kind of worked it all out, get your costume adjusted, find your mountain pose with your toes and knees pointing fairly forward, palms facing forward, a nice upward lifting feeling in your spine. Take a second here just to notice your body, notice your breath. Keeping palms facing forward, you're just going to inhale, lift your arms up as high as they comfortably go. Exhale, bring them back down. This time you're going to let the arms rotate. So start with palms facing forward and then let your palms rotate so they're facing forward as you come up. And then flip as you come down so that the palms rotate and they're facing forward as you lower. Now we're going to inhale, palms facing forward, rotate, stay up, tuck your thumbs, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, cup that butterfly with that little roll of the hands, and then roll the pinky fingers up and out, tuck the knuckles down. So you want to feel like there's this little stretch in your forearm. So there's that low position. We roll and tuck. Take a second there, and then you're going to hold that nice position with the hand so you feel that stretch in the forearm. And then imagine somebody's got a string tied to the top of your head. You're going to lift upward to look down. So put some length in your neck as you look down, like you're trying to look towards your belly button. And then lift upward as you lift your head back up to neutral position. Unroll your fingers, flip the palms, let the hands come down. Take a moment here. And then we're going to take it into a flow. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees more than you think you need to, fold down towards your feet. Inhale to a half fold. Exhale to soften down, step right leg back, low lunge position. Let the knee come down, back toes tucked or released, totally up to you, 3 half splits. Rock your hips back, peel the toes up. Rock forward, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Rock back, peel the toes up. Rock forward, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Rock back, peel the toes up. Rock forward, lift your chest, lift your gaze, lift your torso, sweep your arms up. And then on your next exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest, look to the sky. Inhale, reach your arms right back up, float down, frame that front foot. We're going to hop that foot forward into standing forward fold. So pick it up, hop it forward, roll up through the spine, bend your knees, pull the abdominal muscles in, roll up nice and slow, roll your shoulders around, down and back. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold towards your feet. Inhale to half fold. Exhale to soften down, left leg back, low lunge position. Toes tucked or released, totally up to you. Go for the comfortable position that feels good. And then we're rocking it forward and back. Pull the hips back, peel the toes up. Rock forward, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Rock back, peel the toes up. Rock forward, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Rock back, peel the toes up. Rock forward, lift your chest, lift your gaze, steady there, lift your torso, lift your arms. On your next exhalation, cactus your arms, open your chest, look to the sky. On your next inhale, reach up. And then frame that front foot. We're going to hop that back foot forward, standing forward fold. Pick up that back knee, get a little oomph, hop that leg forward. Inhale to a half forward fold. Stay there. Walk your hands up to your hip creases and press into the crease of your hips. Get a nice bit of length in your spine. Shift your weight forward so you feel the weight into your toes and the balls of the feet. Hang there for a second. Keep all of that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push down strong into your feet, come back up to standing, lift your heels away from the ground, and then just hold in that tippy toe position for a moment. Firm belly, a little firmness in your butt, a little bit of focused gaze in front of you, palms facing forward. Lift a little energy up through the center of your head. Take a breath. We're going to come chair position. So arms are going to float either in front of the chest or above your head. It's going to be the one that feels the most comfortable, where you feel strong in your back. So start with the arms in front of the chest. Sit back into your chair. Bring your weight back into your heels just a touch. Give your toes a little bit of a lift and a wiggle. And then you're going to see, can you bring your arms up alongside your ears, framing the head, keeping the gaze forward. And then we want to feel like, if when you lifted your arms, if your rib cage pushed forward, tuck it back just a touch so we feel sturdy in our center. Hang there for a moment. Arms are going to now sweep back behind us, and we're going to lift the heels up. So reach your arms back, a little energy into the arms. Lift your heels away from the ground just enough so you feel that slight bit of instability, so we feel our strength and control come in. Take a breath. Your heels are going to float down and your hands are going to float down toward your toes. So when you're ready, soften your heels and just fold toward your feet. Stepping back to a tabletop position. Slowly bring your knees down. Once you've got your tabletop position, a little bop of the hips from side to side. One more little bop of the hips from side to side. Crooked table, left elbow and forearm down, right leg's going to do 3 fire hydrants. Lift that leg out to the side, lower it slow. Lift the leg out to the side, lower it slow. Lift the leg out to the side, lift it up even higher, float that foot up and over, reach that right foot over to your left side, look over your left shoulder, see your foot, take a breath. See if you can twirl your foot in circles, circle in one direction. Circle your foot the other way. Lovely. Slow release. Crooked table to the other side. Right elbow and forearm down. Left leg doing that fire hydrant. Lift it out to the side. Lower it slow and controlled. Left leg out to the side. Lower slow and controlled. Left leg out to the side. Lower slow and controlled. And this time, left leg out to the side, lift it up and over, reaching that left foot over to the right. Look over your right shoulder, see your foot. Twirl your foot in circles, circle in one direction. Circle your foot the other way. My foot has a mind of its own going in one direction. All right, take a moment there. And then when you're ready, slow, slow release. Back to extended child's pose, but this time with that thread of the needle just straight across the chest versus having that spinal twist. So walk your knees out nice and wide, big toes together. Take your right hand and it's going to come across your chest, but your spine's. Think about that little crisscross wing position. So the arm comes across the chest. Let your heart soften down. Let your forehead soften down. Take a breath. On an inhale, lift up just enough so you can unthread that arm, and we'll take the work to the other side. Left arm is going to come across the chest. The spine stays relatively straight. The arm crosses the chest, and then the heart softens down, and it gives that nice tug across the shoulder. And then once you've got your way there, soften everything that you can. Take a few slow breaths. On your next inhale, unthread that arm. We're going to lift up just enough to spin the legs out to a wide leg seat position. So swing it all around, get that nice wide leg seat, and put a little oomph into that wide leg seat. So you want to feel like there's that really good positive stress. So walk it out to it. You really found your edge here. Before we even fold forward, you want to feel like there's that good positive stress. Once you've got your way there, we're going to go revolved head to knee pose. Right elbow to the inner thigh, leverage against that inner thigh. Left hand's going to reach up and over, reaching towards the toe, but put a little energy into that reach, like you're trying to feel that nice positive stress into the left side of the body, and then leverage just a little bit further into that right elbow, like you're still trying to pull the heart forward. Turn your head, look slightly up towards the sky, take a breath. Beautiful. On an in breath, come up nice and slow and controlled. Look for that positive stress again in your legs. And if you lost it, push your butt forward just a touch. And then once you've got that good positive stress inner thighs, left elbow to the inner thigh, leverage against it, pull that bottom rib cage forward. Top hand reaches up and over, put a little energy up into that arm, get that good positive stress. Once you've found it, bottom rib cage comes forward just a little bit more. Turn your head looking slightly up towards the sky. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Use your in breath. Come up nice and slow. If you lost a little bit positive stress or you found a new edge, push your butt forward one more little centimeter. Find that next bit of stretch. And now we're walking out, but we want to keep the pinky toes pulling back. Nice active legs. Walk your arms forward just to where it feels pretty good. Once you've got your way there, pause for a moment, take a breath. All right, now we're going to see if we can walk our hands forward one more step. Put a little length in your spine, get a little energy into your legs. All right, we're going to look for one more step. See if you can walk your hands forward. One more step. Keep those legs nice and active, nice lengthy spine, a little bit of energy through your hands all the way to your toes. Wonderful. When you're ready, slowly, slowly, slowly walk yourself up and out of that fold. Grab the pits of your knees. Help your legs come in together. Give a little windshield wiper action along the way. We're going to come down onto our back figure four position. So scoot your butt forward. Come down nice and slow onto your back. Hop your right leg over the left. Stay low for just a second. We're going to come up slowly and incrementally. So start with the low position. We're going to go hands free until the hands come into play in a reasonable way. So you're going to start by just lifting your heel up away from the ground. So your toe and your ball of the foot is still connected. And then you're just going to see sturdy. You're going to sturdy your legs and see if you could just lift the ball of the foot off the ground without changing shape. And then you're going to, like, one slow centimeter at a time, slowly bring that figure four toward you. Come all the way in as close as you can go, but working really nice and slow. And then once you've come in as close as you can go, move it slightly away. Go 1 centimeter at a time. And we're just going to look for the good place where we can thread our hands through. So go for that, like, sort of middle space. And then once you've got that middle space, thread your hands through. Hold on to the back of the thigh or top of the shin. Just go for the handhold you like. Once you've got the handhold that you like, bring it in a little bit closer, but not squeezing in. You want to find that softness in the shoulders and that softness in your abdominal muscles. Once you've got that good place where it's just sort of that middle experience, slow your breath down for a moment. All right, now these last 3 breaths, as you exhale, your legs are going to come a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer. And you're going to look for that closest place that you can be. And then you're going to see if you can hold steady in that close place, release your hand hold. And then from that place, once you've released the handhold 1 centimeter at a time, you're going to slowly, slowly, slowly move your legs away. Take your time. And then once you feel like your foot's about to find the ground, let it touch down, wobble your figure forward just a little bit side to side. And then uncross to recross. Set the right leg down, let the left leg come across the right, stay low for a moment, notice. All right, now you're gonna lift the right heel up away from the ground. You're gonna see if you can keep that position of your legs and just float the toe and the ball of the foot up. And then 1 centimeter at a time, you're gonna slowly, slowly, slowly bring that in towards you. Come in as close as you can. And then move it away just enough so you can thread your hands through, finding your handhold and then looking for that middle space, not too close, not too far. Snuggle everything into the position that you want it to be, and then invite that softness in, soft shoulders, soft abdomen, soft breath. Cool. And then when you're ready, bring it in closer, as close as you can comfortably get it to go, where you feel like there's a little bit of effort to find that closeness. And then grip the muscles, release your hands best you can. See if you can hold that position for a moment. And then 1 centimeter at a time, you're going to slowly, slowly, slowly let those legs start to return to the ground, but as slow as you can go. Wonderful. And then once your right foot has touched down to the ground, wobble your figure forward just a little bit. We're going to step the feet out wide, hip bridge position. So when you're ready, uncross that left leg from the right, step your feet out nice and wide, dorsiflex the feet, heels connected, toes and the balls of the feet lifted. On an exhalation, squeeze your butt muscles first and then lift your butt up into the air. Arms are going to fly up in front of your chest. You're going to hold steady in this bridge position. You're going to squeeze your butt muscles a little bit more. Don't let them go. Squeeze them again. Don't let them go. Squeeze them one more time. Hold that squeeze. Reach your knees toward your toes. Hold that squeeze in your butt muscles. Try to anchor the back of your rib cage down as you hold that squeeze in the butt muscles. Put a little length into the back of your neck as you hold that squeeze in your butt muscles. Hold steady for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to think 1 vertebrae at a time, but you're going to try to maintain that squeeze of the butt muscles as long as you can. So upper back, middle back, low back. Hips touch down, soften your glutes, soften your feet, float your arms down, but bring them out a little bit wide. Windshield wiper your knees a little bit side to side. Take the time here just to notice how your hips feel, notice how your knees feel, notice how your ankles feel. And then we're going to take a quick supine twist before we head towards our Shavasana, but go for the toe tuck twist. So let your right leg go long, tuck your left toes behind the pit of your knee. Let that left knee roll over to the right. And then let your left arm open out nice and wide. Now you can anchor the knees down or keep them in that slightly looser hold. Just go for the one that feels really nice right now. And then take a few slow, deep breaths. On your next inhale, roll onto your back. Take your time as you untuck that toe, and then we'll take the work to the other side. Left leg goes a little bit long. Take your right toes, tuck them under the pit of your left knee. Let the right knee roll over to the left. Right arm opens wide, right shoulder anchors towards the ground. In this particular position, your shoulder might not always connect with the ground, and we're not going to try to force our bodies to be in any particular position. All we want is that nice rotation of the spine. So once you feel like there's a little rotation in the spine, let everything else have a breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, slowly rolling onto your back. So maybe you'll land in constructive rest. Maybe that'll feel really nice and supportive to the knees, the hips, the back. Maybe you prefer that more traditional shape, walking your legs nice and long. Go for the shape that you feel like you can get into and you won't have to work too hard. And then my suggestion will be that hands are going to rest on the right side of the abdomen. So think liver side, but more think gallbladder. So you're just going to get your hands to rest on that right hand side into the soft tissue. Let your arms get a little bit heavy, and then let your breath and your eyes close down, slow down, let everything have a little softness. If your hands are resting on your abdomen, let them come out at your side. Think anatomical position with the palms facing up. If your legs opted for that bent knee position, see if you can just gently walk them down to the end of your mat. Go for that more traditional corpse pose shape, but we're going to start to move it just a little bit. So corpse rolls. Turn the toes in, flip the palms facing down, turn the toes out, flip the palms facing up. And then you just get that nice internal external rotation with the legs, that medial lateral rotation with the arms and shoulders. Give them a couple of rolls in and rolls out. One more corpse roll, and then toes turn out, arms are going to stretch up. Go for that snow angel maneuver just to bring those arms up and overhead, and then into that pandiculation or pond stretch or big good morning stretch. Point your toes, spread your fingers, bring a little energy out to the edges of your skin, from your tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. Take a nice big in breath and just fill up with that extra space and energy. And then as you exhale, invite just a touch of softness in, and we're going to roll to the left. So you're going to step your right leg into a bent position. You're going to roll slightly over onto your left side and then roll yourself up to a comfortable seat, maybe coming up to Sukhasana, crisscross applesauce, but truly any seat that lets you sit up nice and tall will do the trick. And then once you've got your way there, we're going to let one hand touch the ground and one hand touch the heart space. So feel that nice, strong, sturdy foundation underneath your hand, underneath your butt, underneath your legs. That nice spaciousness around your waist, around your shoulders, around your head. Take a moment just to breathe a little bit of love and gratitude towards yourself, for your mind, for your body, for all of your hard work. And then one last inhale just to invite some good positive intentions into your body and into your day. And then when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Thursday. You guys are amazing.